Alright, so obviously this is going to be part 2 of our challenge library tutorial, and in this part I'm going to teach you how to take the patch into the world of the internets, so you can show all of your friends and have fun with it and use it on yourself. So here we go. Alright, so requirements for this: you need to have 2 PS3 systems, as I mentioned in the first video, the one you watched before this. One of the systems needs to be your testing environment or your jailbroken PS3, running 3.41 firmware. The second PS3, obviously this is your online PS3, running 3.50 firmware, or whatever the current firmware is as of the time that you're watching this video. And you will need an Ethernet cable, or internet cable, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay, so step 1, turn off and unplug the power cable from both of the PS3 systems. You're going to want to have these systems side by side, so it's easier to do this, because unless you have a 70-foot long internet cable and you want to do this between 50 different rooms in your house or across a field or something, you need to have them right next to each other. I mean, common sense. Okay? Unplug them, turn them off, and then unplug them. That'd be kind of ass backwards. Step 2, plug in an Ethernet cable to the PS3. Okay? Take your cable, plug it into one, plug the other end into the other one. So now you should have an Ethernet cable connected from one PS3 to the other PS3, like so. Very simple concept. Now, plug the power cables back into the systems and power them both on. Once they're on, we're going to go over to Settings. We're going to scroll down to System Settings, and then we're going to go to Data Transfer Utility on both systems. The rest of this should be pretty straightforward. You're going to be transferring data from your jailbroken PS3 onto your 3.50 firmware PS3. I mean, this should be pretty straightforward for you. You don't have to sit here and let me hold your hand through this. Should be easy. Follow the instructions you see on your screen. After the transfer is complete, turn both of the systems off, and then unplug the Ethernet cable from both systems, and then plug the internet back in for your online system. I don't know if you want to leave your jailbroken PS3 unplugged or plug it back in. Whatever you want to do with your jailbroken PS3, do what you gotta do. Take your internet cable and plug it into your online PS3 so your online PS3 can go online. Who would have thunk that? Okay, turn on your online PS3. start up Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and go to Play Online once you get to that screen. And once you're on the Play Online screen, go into a private match. And we get to sit through a loading screen again. Alright, and then you should have your modded patch online. I will even press the PS button so you can see the XMB, you can see my friends list. There it is. I'm online with the patch that I transferred from the jailbroken PS3. Voila. Told you it wasn't hard. This shit's easy, right? Right. Yes. Alright. Time for now for some pro tips, experiences, and other advice from myself from doing this hundreds of times. The easiest way to change patches, if you plan on doing this a lot, or if you want to use multiple patches, you know, like maybe you have a zombies patch where you can play zombies with your friends, maybe you have a challenge lobby patch where you can do challenge lobbies for your friends, and maybe you have another patch where it's roll the dice or whatever, right? Instead of, you know, doing the FTP server, blah blah blah, each time you want to switch the patch on that system, you can go out and you can buy these little, you know, 2.5-inch laptop hard drives, 5200 RPM, or 5400 RPM? I forget. It says on the box. It's pretty straightforward. You go out and buy these hard drives, and you do the hack on that. You take it out of the PS3 once you get all done, and you put a label on it, and you call that. Each time, you know, you do this on 3 or 4 different drives, you put your patches on 3 or 4 different drives, whatever. You've got a label on each drive, right? You've got 3 or 4 hard drives, each one has a different label. When you want to play that patch, you plug that hard drive into the PS3. That's as easy as it is. Rather than having to go through the process over and over, you just take the hard drive and plug it into the PS3 and turn it on, and you have that patch. Instead of having to go through it each time. You're going to have to go through it the first time, obviously, but if you kind of see what I'm saying here, it's a good concept. That's what I do, to switch patches often, rather than... Okay, you get the idea. Another pro tip, if you have a friend who is interested in this, and your friend lives near you, this is not your online friend, obviously, unless your online friend wants to do this, you can give your friend the power to make lobbies. Yes, that's right. Have your friend bring their system over to your house. Make sure they have a BLUS 30377 PS or Call of Duty disc. If you're using my Godly Mods patch that I provide in the download link, if you're using another patch and you live somewhere else, do what you gotta do. That should be pretty obvious for you. But for the sake of this, 30377 is our patch. You can put it on your system or whatever. You can transfer the system onto their PS3. They don't even have to have a jailbroken PS3. If you've got 2 PS3s, one of them jailbroken, and another one that's an online system, and you feel like being nice to your friend who lives down the street from you, and he's only got 1 PS3 and he doesn't have 2, but he really wants to do this because he saw my video, there you go. You can do this. Have him bring over his PS3, transfer the patch onto the system, and then he can have fun. All kinds of fun. He or she. If it's a she, you need to marry her because that's crazy. But I'm getting off the point. Point is, your friends can do this shit too. It's really easy. And right now, I can't think of any other pro tips. Oh, I remember one. If you only have 1 PS3, it's probably ass backwards for me to tell you this now, because I probably should have told you this before you went through all these videos. And nobody will probably ever get to this part of the video and be like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks for telling me that right now. That was really useful. And then go back and do it. But you can do this if you have 1 PS3. Actually, no, I think I did mention this in the first video. Fuck it, we'll go through and say it anyways. If you have 1 PS3 in your house, and it's on 3.41 firmware, you can do this on that system, right? You know, hack the patch or whatever. You know, follow the first video. Make sure the patch works, you know. Go through and reset it a few times. Make sure the patch is on the PS3 and it didn't disappear or some magical bullshit. You know, some... What the fuck is the guy's name? David Blaine shit? I think that's his name, yeah? Okay. Make sure that shit didn't disappear. If it didn't disappear, update the firmware on that PS3. There you go. The only downside to this, obviously, is that you can't go back. You can't change the patch. And, yeah, you're fucked if there's a new update. But that's a last resort. If you really want to do challenge lobbies and you only have one PS3, and it just so happens to be on that firmware, then there you go. You can do it that way too. Again, if you need any help with this, links are in the description below, or to the side, or above, or behind, or in front of, or to the right or the left, or on a completely different screen. Wherever the fuck YouTube decides to put it today, that's where it's going to be. And, you know, there's help provided on Code Reality. For the most part, we're pretty friendly people. Check us out. Subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends about us. Tell everybody about us. Do what you gotta do. Have fun. And remember who the greatest hackers in the world are.